So, where is episode 9? Internal joke. Oh, my bad. Who the fuck knows there was an episode 9? Nobody's reading your blog. Well, it don't matter. I randomly decided to put episode 10 before episode 9. More on that later. In truth, episode 9 has been written but not yet published. But finding love suddenly took on a sudden urgency to me, so I decided to publish What is Love as episode 10. You know, it's been some time now since I started a list of things that define love for a blog episode called What is Love? After coming up with some things like trust and friendship that are part of love, I wasn't sure the list was complete, so the episode was just hanging there to be finished. I hadn't even gotten around to designating the episode number yet. But this evening, I was thinking about someone who had hurt my heart and started thinking about whether, since I still loved that person, I would ever allow myself to be sexually intimate, that is, fuck, with that person again. If you don't know why that is important, stay tuned for a future episode. I was gonna say episode 13, but then I just had an internal joke. That's going to be episode 13. Internal joke. Is this a diversion within a diversion? Oops. Diversion. Who listened to episode 1? Internal joke. Can't say who the fuck listened to episode 1 here, Paul, and offend some people who listened to episode 1. I divert. Well, seriously, could someone who hurt your heart show you love enough to overcome a hurt of the heart? That question's complexity is left for another episode. The thing is, it got me remembering about how I'd been listing definitions of love, and I started thinking, how could I encapsulate the list into one single thought? A thought that would define love, even if someone, including me, came up with something that could be added to my list. And one evening, I was binge watching City on the Hill, a Showtime series. And I was watching episode 9 when Sylvan said to the chorus, love is putting someone else's happiness before your own and trusting that they will do the same. Right there I said to myself, that was the thought. That was the thought that encapsulated what I had been listing in trying to define what love is. But I was trying to remember the precise words, so I searched on the internet for those words in relation to the show. I typed in the words with things like Serban to the chorus, love is putting someone else's. Apparently, little to no people with internet access anywhere had searched for those words in relation to the show. So I jumped to the conclusion that a lack of attention was lack of attention to those words in the show. But then I saw the ratings for the show, barely 1 million views per episode. Well, whatever the lack of attention was, the words rang with me. They rang with me. I repeated those words to a few friends by text and while talking. Those words have stayed with me. They seem to encompass all the definitions of love. Until you examine what Siobhan said caused her to fall in love with the Corsi. Internal joke. I lost my high. What he did for her on Halloween night. Internal joke. What did he do for her on that night that made her so happy? Rare. Internal joke. Yeah. Mankind and the earth wasn't hurt when that grade that the Corsi got for her was enough to put the class grade point average where my daughter just missed getting to graduate with honors. As usual, I digress. The words still hold true, even if we think Siobhan got things somehow wrong. When you start searching by typing the words and you get to put in someone else's, the next suggested word is needs. You have to type out the full word happiness, Happiness, as you type the sentence to get to the one entry, it seems, on the internet that used the word happiness in that sentence when describing what love is. After you put in someone else's, you see the next suggested word as needs. But needs or wants or desires can be good or bad. But from the definition of what's good, true happiness can only be good. You can put that happiness of someone else before your own in a trust that if they love you, they will also be looking out for your happiness. So, can someone show you love that is good and true that can overcome a hurt of the heart?